पाई रघुराई। राम चलत अति भयो विषादु, सुनी न जाय पुर आरत नादु। कुस गुण रंग अवध अति शोकु, हर्ष विषाद विवश सुरलोकु। गए मूर्छा तब भूपति जागे, बोली सुमंत्र कहन अस लागे। राम चले बन प्राण जाहि, एहि सुख लागी रहत तन माही। एहि ते कवन व्यथ बलवाना, जो दुख पाई तजहि तनु प्राणा। पुनि धरि धीर कहई नर नाहु, रतु संग सखा तुम जाहु। सुथि सुकुमार कुमार दो, जनक सुता सुकुमारी हो रामा। जनक सुता सुकुमारी, रत चढ़ाए देखराए बनु। फिर हो गए दिन चार, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। जो नहीं फिर ही धीर दो भाई, सत्य संग दृढ़ व्रत रघुराई। तो तुम विनय करे हो कर जोरी, फेरिय प्रभु मिथिले सखी सोरी। जब सिय कानन देखी दिलाई, कहे हो मोरी सिख अवसर पाई। सासु ससुर अस कहे सदेसु, पुत्री फिरैया बन बहुत कलेसु। पितु गृह कबहु कबहु ससुराई, रहे हो जहाँ रुचि होई तुम्हारी। एहि विधि करे हो पाय करम्बा, तिरैत होई प्राणावलंबा। नाहि तमोर मरण परिणामा, कछु न बसाय भये विधि पामा। अस कहि मुरुचि परामई राऊ, राम लखन सियानी देखाऊ। श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा। आय रजाय सुनाई सिरु, रतु अति वेग बनाई। रामा रतु अति वेग बनाई, गयो जहाँ हेर नगर। सिय सहित दो भाई, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम। तब सुमंत्र नृप वचन सुनाए, करी बिनती रथ राम चढ़ाए। चढ़ी रथ सिय सहित दो भाई, चले हृदय अवधहि भरत राम लखी अवदनाथ, बिकल लोग सब लागे साथा, कृपा सिंधु बहु विधि समझावही, फिरहि प्रेम बस पुनि फिर आवही, लागत अवध भयावनि भारी, मानहु काल राति अधियारी, घोर जंतु समपुर नर नारी, डर पही एक निहारी, धर्मसान परिजन जनु भूता, सुतहित मीत मनहु जमदूता, बागन बिटप बेली कुम्हिलाई, सरित सरोवर देखी न जाई, श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, है गय कोटिन के मिला, पुर पशु चातक मोर हो रामा, पुर पशु चातक मोर, बिकर थांग सुख सार का, सार सहंस चकोर सिया, बलरामचंद्र की जय शरण। राम वियोग विकल सब ठाढ़े, जह तह मनु चित्र लिखि काढ़े, नगर सफल बनु गहवर भारी, खग मृग विपुल सकल नर नारी, विधि कई कई किरातिनी कीनी, जहि दब दुसह दसहुली सिदीनी, सही न सके रघुबर विरहागी, चले लोग सब व्याकुल भागी, सब ही विचारु कीन मन माही, राम लखन सिय बिनु सुख नाई, जहाँ राम तह सबुई समझाओ, बिनु रघुवीर वदन काजो, चले साथ असमंत्र दृढ़ाई, सुर दुर्लभ सुख सदन विहाई, राम चरण पंकज प्रिय जिनहि, विषय भोग बस करहि तिनहि, श्री राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय जय रामा, बालक वृद्ध बिहाई गृह, लगे लोग सब साथ, हो रामा लगे लोग सब साथ, तम साथी निवास किया, प्रथम दिवस रघुनाथ सिया, बलरामचंद्र की जय शरणम। रघुपति प्रजा प्रेम फस देखी, सदय हृदय दुख भयो विशेषी, करुणामय रघुनाथ गोसाई, बेगी पाई पीर पराई, कही प्रेम मृदु बचन सुहाई, बहु विधि राम लोग समझाई, किए धर्म उपदेश घनेरे, लोग प्रेम बस फिरहि न फेरे, समझस भय भे रघुराई। लोग सोग श्रम बस गए सोई, कछुक देव माया मति मोई। जब ही जाम जुग जा मेरी बीती, राम सचिव सना गए सप्रीति। हो जमारे रतु आकहु ताता, आन उपाय बनी ही नहीं बाता। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय
राम लखन सिय जान चढ़ी, शंभु चरण सिरुनाई। ओ राम
शंभु चरण सिरुनाई।
सचिव चलायो तुरत रथो, इत उत खोज दुराई। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
जागे सकल लोग भये भोरू, गे रघुनाथ भयो अति सोरू। रत कर खोज कतहु नहीं पावही, राम राम कही चहु दिसि धावही। मनहु बारि निधि बूढ़ा जहाजू, भयो विकला बड़ बनिक समाजू। एक ही एक देहि उपदेशु, तज राम हम जानिक लेसु। निंदहि आपु सराहहि मीना, दिग जीवन रघुवीर विहीना। जो पै प्रिय वियोग विधि कीना, तौ कसमरनु न मागे दीना। एहि विधि करत प्रलाप कलापा, आए अवध भर परितापा। विषम वियोग न जाई बखाना, अवधियास सब राखहि प्राणा। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम।
राम नर सहित नेम व्रत, लगे करन नर नारी। ओ राम लगे करन नर नारी। मनहु कोक कोकी कमल, दीन विहीन तमारी। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरण।
सीता सचिव सहित दो भाई, सिंहबेरपुर पहुँचे जाई। उत्तर राम देव सरी देखी, कीन्हा दंडवत हर्षु विशेषी। लखन सचिव सिया की प्रणामा, सब ही सहित सुख पायो रामा। गंग सकल मुद मंगल मूला, सब सुख करनी हरनि सब सूला। कही कही कोटिक कथा प्रसंगा, राम बिलो कही गंगा तरंगा। सच्ची वही अनुजहि प्रिय ही सुनाई, विबुध नदी महिमाधिकाई। मैं जन कीन पंथ श्रम गायो, सुचि जल पियत मुदित मन भयो। सुमिरत जाहि मिटै श्रम भारू, तेहि श्रम यह लौकिक भय हारू। श्री राम जय राम, श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम।
शुद्ध सच्चिदानंदमय कंद भानुकुल केतु हो राम, कंद भानुकुल केतु। चरित करत नर अनुहरत, संस्कृति सागर सेतु। श्यामल रामचंद्र की जय शरणम।
यह सुधि गुह निषाद जब पाई, मुदित लिए प्रिय बंधु बोलाई। लिए फल मूल भेंट भरी भारा, मिलन चले हर्षु अपारा। करि दंडवत भेट धरियागे, प्रभु ही विलोकत अति अनुरागे। सहज स्नेह विवस रघुराई, पूछी कुशल निकट बैठाई। नाथ कुशल पद पंकज देखे, भयो भाग भाजन जन देखे। देव धरने धनु धामु तुम्हारा, मैं जननी छु सहित परिवारा। कृपा करिय पुर धारिय पाऊ, खापिय जनु सब लोग सिहाऊ। कहेहु सत्य सबु सखा सुजाना, मोहि दीन पितु आय सुआना। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय राम। वर्ष 4 बासु बना, मुनि व्रत वेशु आहारु हो राम।
मुनि व्रत वेशु आहारु, राम बासु नहीं उचित सुनी। वही भयो दुख हारु, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम।
राम लखन सिय रूप निहारी, कहि सप्रेम ग्राम नर नारी। ते पितु मातु कहु सखी कैसे, जिन्ह पठे बन बालक ऐसे। एक कहि भल भूपति कीन्हा, लोयन लाहु हमहि विधि दीन्हा। तब निषाद पति पुर अनुमाना, तरु सिंसुपा मनोहर जाना। लय रघुनाथ ही ठाऊ देखावा, कहे ओ राम सब भाति सुहावा। पुरजन करि जो हारु घर आए, रघुबर संध्या करन सिधाए। गुह सवारी साथरी दसाई, कुस किसलय मय मृदुल सुहाई। सुचि फल मूल मधुर मृदु जानी, दोना भारी भरी राखे सिपानी। श्री राम जय कंदमूल फल खाई हो रामा कंदमूल फल खाई शयन कीन्ह रघुवंश मणि पाय लोटत भाई सियावर रामचंद्र की जय हनुमान की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। उठे लखनु प्रभु सोवत जानी कही सचिवहि सोवन मृदुबानी कछुक दूरी सजीवान सरासना जागन लगे बैठी बिरासना गुह बुलाई पाहरू प्रतीति ठावा ठावा राखे अति प्रीति आप लखन वही बैठे उजाई कटि भाती सर चाप चढ़ाई सोवत प्रभु ही निहारी निषादु भयो प्रेम बस हृदय विषादु तन पुलकित जलु लोचन बहाई बचन स प्रेम लखनन सनकाई भूपति भवन सुभाय सुहावा सुरपति सदन न पट तर पावा मणिमय रचित चार चौबारे जनुरति पति निज हाथ सवारे श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
सुचि सुविचित्र सुभोग भया सुमन सुगंध सुवास
ओ रामा सुमन सुगंध सुवास अलग मंजुमन दीप जहा सब विधि सकल सुवास सियावर रामचंद्र की जय।
शरण शंकर हरि ओम जय जय सिया राम
Ramayana chanting by Neval, Chatelal and members of the mission at Dattatreya Yoga Center.
Hari Om. Jai Guru Datta. Jai Sitaram. In the name of our Sadguru, His Holiness Sri 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 Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji, spiritual leader of this ashram, it gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you, and in particular our spiritual leader, His Holiness Swami Prakashananda of the Chinmaya mission. To welcome Swami Prakashananda of the Chinmaya mission gives me a very special pleasure, because I've had the benefit, the honorable benefit, the honor of meeting personally Swami Chinmayananda and speaking with him. And on his last trip from America to India, I was fortunate to meet him. He was sitting in a wheelchair. And he remembered me. And he had invited me, even before I was a lawyer, to come to India with him. Swami Chinmayananda is one of the greatest personalities of this era. Spiritual personalities, spiritual masters. And when our Swamiji started his mission at Mysore Ashram, it was Swami Chinmaya who sent his personal secretary. The name eludes me now. To work and to help our Swamiji at Mysore. When Swami Chinmaya passed away, our Swamiji was in Trinidad. And somebody rang him immediately. And as soon as our Swamiji received that call, he sent for me. And he told me about the sad news. And I would also disclose that I have dreamt Swami Chinmaya a few times. To talk to a holy person, to speak with them, Swamiji, and to dream them is something else too. Beautiful dreams. So it gives me a great pleasure again to welcome you all on this hilarious task, this monumental task the Chinmaya mission is performing in Trinidad. And I understand this is the 45th temple you are visiting. At this juncture of our history, not only in Trinidad, but in the world, where Sanatana Dharma, where the Ramayana is the only savior for humanity, and it is the only religious spiritual text among all of our other texts which can really bring about peace in the world. It is significant that Swamiji has embarked upon such a noble task of going around the country preaching the Holy Ramayana. It's a pity that non-Hindus are not gravitating, are not learning the messages of Sanatana Dharma. But we can understand that because there is so much prejudice in the society and in the world. Even from ancient times, we Hindus have suffered immensely. India was ruled for more than 1,000 years by foreigners, only because they feared the greatness of India. But one day, not only India, Hinduism and the soldiers of Hinduism, you all, will shine in this world. May you continue your good work. May Swamiji live for a very long time. May he enjoy good health and strength to continue his endeavors and to continue to walk the roads and the highways and the byways of this country to spread our great message of Sanatana Dharma and the teachings of Lord Rama. Jai Guru Datta, Jai Sita Ram, Jai Hanuman. Now I will invite the manager of our ashram, Mr. Prem Musai, to offer a garland to Swamiji.
The voice of Sri Ramesh
And I will
Prasad.
now ask our Reverend Swamiji to take over the proceedings. Hari Om.
Syavara Ramachandra ki jai. Thank you so much, Ramesh ji, for your wonderful introduction and welcome. Let us all get in the mood by singing some chaupais of Sri Ramcharitamanas. सीताराम चरण रति मोरे
श्री राम जय राम
अनुदिन बढ़ऊ अनुग्रह तोरे
श्री राम
राम कथा के तेई अधिकारी
श्री राम जय राम
सत्संगति अति प्यारी।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
कोमल चित अति दीन दयाला।
श्री राम जय राम।
कारण बिनु रघुनाथ कृपाला।
श्री राम जय राम।
बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई।
श्री राम जय राम।
राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई।
श्री राम जय राम।
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी।
श्री राम जय राम।
द्रवउ सो दशरथ अजर बिहारी।
श्री राम जय राम।
रामचंद्र गुण बरने लागा।
श्री राम जय राम।
सुनत ही सीता कर दुख भागा।
श्री राम जय राम।
काहू न को सुख दुख कर दाता।
श्री राम जय राम।
निज कृत कर्म भोग सब भाता।
श्री राम जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
श्री राम जय राम।
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। वर्णानामर्थ संघानां रसानां छन्दसामपि मंगलानां च कर्तारौ वन्दे वाणी विनायकौ। भवानी शंकरौ वन्दे श्रद्धा विश्वासरूपिणौ। याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धा स्वान्तस्थमीश्वरम्। वन्दे बोधमयं नित्यं गुरुं शङ्कररूपिणं। यमाश्रितो हि वक्रोऽपि चन्द्र सर्वत्र वन्द्यते। नानापुराणनिगमागमसम्मतं यद् रामायणे निगदितं क्वचिदन्यतोऽपि। स्वान्तसुखाय तुलसी रघुनाथ गाथा। भाषा निबन्धमतिमञ्जुलमातनोति। भाषा निबन्धमतिमञ्जुलमातनोति। हरि ओम्। करुणानिधान प्रभु श्री राम।
प्रभु श्री राम।
करुणानिधान प्रभु श्री राम।
करुणानिधान प्रभु श्री राम।
करुणानिधान प्रभु श्री राम।
करुणानिधान प्रभु श्री राम।
सीता वल्लभ हनुमत सेवित।
सीता वल्लभ हनुमत सेवित।
सीता वल्लभ हनुमत सेवित।
सीता
भरत प्राण हरि प्रिय रघुराम।
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 करुणा निधान प्रभु श्री राम।
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 दशरथ नंदन संत जन रंजन। दशरथ नंदन संत जन रंजन। माया प्रेरक मुक्ति प्रदायक।
माया प्रेरक मुक्ति प्रदायक।
माया प्रेरक मुक्ति प्रदायक।
माया प्रेरक मुक्ति प्रदायक।
करुणा निधान प्रभु श्री राम।
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 जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय सिया राम।
जय जय राम जय सिया राम। जय जय राम जय सिया। श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितम् कपितजम्बू फलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम्। या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सामां पातु सरस्वती भगवती, सामां पातु सरस्वती भगवती, निःशेष जाड्यापहा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः, तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। लोकाविरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं, कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये। सब मिलकर गाइए। मनोजवं मारुततुल्य वेगं, जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं, वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं, श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम, बोलो
राम 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 सीता राम राम राम,
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम,
राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम।
राम चरण बारिज जब देखा, तब लगी सफल कर लेखा। श्री राम
जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
राम चरण रिज जब देखो, तब निज जन्म फल कर लेखा।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
गुरु बिन भव निधि तरई न कोई, जाओ बिरंची संकर सम होई। श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम।
अवध तहाँ जहाँ राम निवासु, तहि दिवस जहाँ भानु प्रकाशु।
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय
धर्म प्रधान विश्व करि राखा जो जस करे सो तस फलु चाखा श्री राम जय
राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो राम राम
राम सीता राम राम राम
राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 राजा
राम 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 सीता राम राम
राम हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम
श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय. A very special welcome to all of you and to the members of this great organization that has brought so much of uplift to Sanatana Dharma in Trinidad and Tobago, and especially to its very insightful and visionary leader, Shri Ramesh ji, and his hard-working team here. If you are joining us tonight for the first time, we are seeing Shri Ramcharitamanas, and specifically now we are in the Ayodhya Kaanda, and we left it last night. Bhagwan Shri Ram leaves Dasharatha ji Maharaj in an unconscious state, and he proceeds to the forest. And this is a very famous portion. I remember growing up, I used to hear people saying, "Man, a tired head, Ram gone bun, Ram gone bun." Remember that? Well, Ram really went bun. Banbas. Bun means forest. All those words, we have to also catch meanings as we go. No? Bun means forest. Banabas. Bas means residing. Residing in forest. And all the words are Sanskrit words. Huh? Just a little twist is come into our tea. Banabas. Now we'll just chant number 80 to pick up the thread from where we left last night. मातु सकल मोरे बिरह जेहि न होई दुख दीनो राम जेहि न होई दुख दीन सोई उपाय तुम करेउ सब पुरजन परम प्रवीण सिया वर
रामचंद्र की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय
वर रामचंद्र की जय शरण मातु सकल मोरे बिरह जहि न होई दुख दीन. Bhagwan Ram is now addressing all the people of Ayodhya. You all see to it that the mothers, and Bhagwan Ram doesn't make any distinction between Kausalya, Kaikeyi, Sumitra, Matu, all the mothers. Not one iota of hate, one iota of anger or anything towards Kaikeyi. In fact, we saw that he was happy to go to the forest. So therefore he'll be thankful to Kaikeyi. We, in our folly and all, we may not be thankful to Kaikeyi because we are fraught with all the frivolities and frailties of human existence. But Bhagwan Ram is Parameshwar. Karuna Nidhan. So he will not have any one iota of any such hatred or anger or anything towards Kaikeyi. He's Trikaladarshi also, one who can see past, present and future. Sarvagnya Parameshwara, the one who knows all things. And he knows that everything in this world happens for a purpose. He will know the purpose. We don't know, so we get angry. Second thing is, everything happens for a purpose, and in the end, that thing turns out to be the best. He knows what the outcome will be also. And because he knows what the outcome will be, he is not angry. But we don't know what the outcome is, or what the outcome will be, and so we get angry. Bhagavan is all-knowing. Therefore, we have to follow scriptures. You see, in the dark, because we don't know where things are, we have to hold a lamp. You know? Otherwise, you'll... look here, in bright daylight, broad daylight also, you will hit your toe on the table. What to talk about in the dark? So in the dark, because we don't know where things are, we have to hold a lamp. And for all of us in this sansar, because we don't know how things will turn out or how things will be, we don't know the future. There's so much that we don't know. This will come up in Kaanda when Bhagavan is describing to Lakshmana the difference between Jiva and Ishvara. Jiva, he doesn't know, actually, we'll see there, Jiva doesn't know anything. Even what he thinks he knows, he doesn't know so well also. So because we don't know, we have to hold a lamp to walk in the dark sansar, and that lamp is Shastra only. So he who, ya Shastra vidhimutsrijya vartate kamakartaha, na sa siddhima vapnoti, na sukham, na param gatim. Bhagavan tells in Gita, he who doesn't follow the Shastras, who casts out the Shastras and lives life whimsically, according to his own whim and fancy, he is not following scriptures. He said that person will not have happiness in this life, not in the next life. Now he'll have mukti at any time. Shastra, tasmat, shastram pramanam te. Therefore, the Shastra is our guide. So while we are reading the story of Bhagavan, and how Bhagavan is responding to him, he's happy in spite of Kaikeyi requesting him to go to the forest and all that kind of thing. He doesn't have an iota of anger towards Kaikeyi and all. And we have. There is another amazing thing about Jiva in Sansara. The person who is who at the receiving end of some atrocity, he is not angry and we are angry. That is a strange thing. That means we look for any excuse to get angry. When we don't get an excuse to get angry, we get angry. We're looking for an excuse. Anyway, Bhagavan Ram, he tells the citizens of Ayodhya, see to it that the mothers, Matu Sakala More Biraha Jahi Nahoi Dukha Deen, that they have no sorrow on account of me being exiled, or me being away, like that. You all see to it. And after that, no, he tells goodbye to the respective people. Ehi vidhi Ram sabahi samujhava.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Gur pad padma harashi sirunawa.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ganapati Gauri Giri Sumanai.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Chale Asis Pai Raghurai.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Ram Chalat Ati Bhaya Bishadu.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sunin Jai Pur Arat Nagu.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Jaya Raghura रामचंद्र की जय। छोड़ चले राम अयोध्या, छोड़ चले, छोड़ चले राम अयोध्या, छोड़ चले, मुख मोर चले राम अयोध्या, छोड़ चले, मुख मोर चले राम अयोध्या, छोड़ चले, राम अयोध्या, छोड़ चले। That's all I know by heart. I have to get a copy. Anyway, everybody in Trinidad know that by heart, isn't it? No different. Ehi vidhi, Ram savahi samujhava, like this Bhagwan Ram explaining to everybody and wishing them well and all that. Guru pada padma harashi siru nava, and bowing his head finally now to the Guru. Ganapati Gauri Giri Samanai, and worshipping Ganesh ji, Parvati ji, Lord Shiva. Chale Asis Pai Raghurai, getting the blessings of the Guru, he left. Ram Chalat Ati Bhayav Vishadu, Sunina Jai Pura Arta Nadu. That the cries of agony, the cries of pain from the people of Ayodhya was unbearable. We could not listen to Tulsidas. He says, Pura Arat Suni na jai. You could not bear to hear it. The big cries of the people of Ayodhya. And Bhagwan left. After Bhagwan departed on foot, Dasharatha ji Maharaj comes to Gai Murcha Tava Bhupati Jage. There's a few lines down. The king came to, he regained consciousness. And Boli Sumantru Kahana Asa Lage. And he spoke to the minister. He called the minister and spoke to him. Then Ram Chale Vana Pranana Jahi. Look at my condition. Bhagwan has gone. Ram has gone to the forest. And yet my life has not gone. Kausalya ji also had said the same thing. Meaning to say that we are pseudo devotees. Pseudo devotees mean fake devotees. If I am a real devotee and I am a bhakta of Bhagavan and Bhagavan leave me, I should die. That is the idea. And Dasharatha ji Maharaj will prove it just now. Kei sukhalagi rahatatana. Why is this prana staying in this body? What yet it has to experience? He tells Sumantru, you get together a chariot and go and try to take them for a spin and try to convince them to come back. See, this is number 681. कुमार दो जनक सुता सुकुमारी राम जनक सुता सुकुमारी रथ चढ़ाई दिखराई बनू फिर हो गए दिन चारि सिया Such tender young people. Suti Sukumar, Kumar, two princes, and Janaka Suta, this daughter of Janakji Maharaj, Sita ji, Sukumari. So delicate and frail and all such things. Ratha charai, dekharai, banu. You let them come up on the chariot and take them around. Phireu gaye dinachari. Take them for a spin in the forest for 4 days and bring them back. This Dasharatha Ji Maharaj is trying to get them back to the palace. Then, see, every father knows his son well, you know. Dasharatha Ji Maharaj is telling Sumantra, you do this. Let them come on the chariot and take them for a round for 4 days and bring them back here. Jau nahi phirahi theer do bhai. But these two strong-minded Lakshmana, Rama, if they don't want to come back, he knows they wouldn't want to come back. If they don't want to come back, you can't get them to come back. Then, Satyasandha Vrata Raghurai, because Rama is such, he holds fast to his vow. That is Rama. Actually, I tell, Dhridavrataha. Bhagavan talks about in Gita also. Dhridavrata, same word is being used. Dhridavrata. This phrase comes in Gita also. And this is a very, very important phrase for self-transformation. Anybody who doesn't take vrata is not going to have self-transformation. That is out of the question. Vrata means a vow, oath, pratigna, like that. That is the way to bring about our own transformation, rehabilitation and all that. We have to learn this. And the word comes everywhere in scriptures. I am telling in Gita here also. But Rama is like that. Satya Sankalpa. Satya Sandha Dhridavrata Raghurai he is. To tumha binaya karehu kar jori pheriya Prabhu Mithilesh Kisori. If these two don't want to come back, and I am doubtful also whether they'll come back or not. But at least put your hands together and beg Janki ji to come back. Jabasya Kaanda dekhi derai. When you take them for 4 days in the forest and Sita ji sees the forest and she gets scared, you will have a good opportunity. When she gets scared, you will get a good opportunity. Kahehu mori sikha avasaru pai. Then tell her what I said, that she should come back here. And she could stay. See, Pitugriha kabahu sasurari. She could stay in her father's house in Janakpur, or she could stay here sometimes also. Her wish, like that, all sorts of bargains. He's telling, Nahita mor maranu parinama. If this doesn't happen, I will die. Dasharatha Ji Maharaj telling to the minister, Kachuna basai bhaye vidhi bama. Since things have turned, I have nothing to go on, nothing to support me. Asakahi muruchi paramahi rao. Saying like this again, the king, remembering Rama, Lakshmana, Sita ji, he went again, became unconscious. Pai raja sayu nai siru ratha ati beg banai. The minister quickly got together a chariot and equipped it properly. Gayavu jaha bahir nagar siya sahit do bhai. And he rushed outside the city where Bhagwan Ram, Lakshmana and Sita ji had reached already. Tabasuman tundrupa bachana sunaye karibini taratal Rama bad chadhaye. He told, the king has sent this chariot, you all please come up on this chariot, let me take you at least some. And Bhagwan, though it was against his mind, Bhagwan climbed up. This will happen again later, we'll see when Ram Bharat Milap. Though it is against the mind of Bharat, he climbed up on the chariot. They are supposed to live like tapasvi, you know, not like Kshatriya warriors. Chariratha siya sahit do bhai. Chale hridaya avadhahi sirunai. Bowing to Ayodhya, they left. Chalat Rama lakhi avadha anatha. Bikala loga sab lage satha. Now all the people of Ayodhya, they thought, what is this? Ram has gone. We have left without a lord here. And they started musing. And without Ram, see, just to chant one of those verses. Tulsidas Ji's poetry waxes eloquently when it comes to description of these type of things. लागती अवध भयावनी भारी।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
मानहु काल रात अधिहारी।
श्री राम जय राम।
घोर जंतु सम पुर नर नारी।
श्री राम जय राम।
दर्पहि एक निहारी।
श्री राम जय राम।
घर मसान परिजन जनु भूता।
श्री राम जय राम।
सुत हित मीत मनहु जमदूता।
श्री राम जय राम।
जय रघुराम।
जय रघुराम।
जय सीताराम। जय सीताराम। श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय। लागती अवध भयावनी भारी. The departure of Bhagwan Sri Ram from Ayodhya is what is being described by Tulsidas ji, and how the place looked dismal and gloomy and dreary. Manahu kala rati antiyari means to say, like the darkness of death had descended on this city of Ayodhya. Ghora jantu samapura naranari. All the people of Ayodhya looked terrible towards each other. To each other, not towards, to each other. Darapai ekahi ekanihari. They became scared of each other. Ghar-masan parijana janu bhuta. All houses became like a cremation site. And the people became like bhoot. Cremation site, nobody wants to go in the night time. Because what? They think there's bhoot there. Nowadays, things different. People go there for some solace. Things different. One fellow was passing by the cemetery and he heard chip, 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 hammer and chisel in the night time. So he became curious, and what is that? He went there and he saw a man chipping on a tombstone. So he said, "What are you doing?" He said, "No, man, they spell my name wrong on this tombstone. I come out to fix it." He ran away. They didn't stay to see if he fix it or not. Anyway, this is a very serious part of why I chanted the verses. I want to tell you about this. Tulsidas' description is a description of Ayodhya and the people and their condition when Bhagwan Ram departed. It means to say, when a city or a place or a nation or civilization is bereft of God, this is what it will look like. And you tell me if this is not a reality in the world that is bereft of God. Lagati avadha bhayavani bhari. No, it means to say a great fear descended on the city. Everybody became afraid of everybody. That is there in our society today or not? Everybody is afraid of everybody, isn't it? Look here, this is no joke thing. The general public is afraid of all the criminals. So the general public, the number of guns now in the hands of general public has gone up. People are going in mass to get firearms. Legal firearms I'm talking about. So, because they are scared of this group. And now this group knows that this group has firearms. So the criminals themselves are afraid of this group. So now when they're treading carefully. Everybody is afraid of everybody. But this is symptomatic of a society that is really bereft of God. And we're not talking about a society that goes to temple or goes to church or goes to mosque or whatever like that. We're talking about a society who really holds God dear to its heart. Manahu kalarati. Antiyari. Ghor Jantu Samas. Pura Nara Nari. Everybody looked like ghost to each other. Darapahi ekahi ekanihari. Everybody is scared of each other. In the old days, you used to leave your door open, isn't it? Because you're not scared of your neighbor, you're not scared of that one. You leave the door open. Today, with the door closed, also we're still scared. Dar word is used. Ghar the houses look like cremation sites. Means bereft of life. That is the idea. Like that he goes on to describe. Now, the people of Ayodhya started thinking, and Tulsidas, this description is not finished. I have to move on because he talks about even the animals became so sorrowful with the departure of Bhagwan Ram. And then we move down now, just before 84. See that. They thought, if Bhagwan has left Ayodhya, what would we do here? Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
जहाँ राम तहाँ सब समाजो बिनु रघुबीर अवध नहीं काजू
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
चले साथ असमंत्रु ढाई सुर दुर्लभ सुख सदन बिहाई
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
राम चरण पंकज प्रिय जिन्हि विषय भोग बस करे कि तिन्हि
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
बालक वृद्ध विहाई गृह लगे लोग सब साथ तम सातीर निवास किया प्रथम दिवस रघुनाथ सियावर
रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम सीताराम। सियावर रामचंद्र जी की जय शरणम सीताराम।
सियावर रामचंद्र जी जय शरणम सीताराम। Sabhi vicharu kina mana mahi, all of them, all the people of Ayodhya thought now. Rama Lakhanasya binu sukhu nahi. Bhagwan Ram has left along with Sita ji Lakshmana. And our joy, our happiness has gone away. So what are we going to, what do we have to do here then? Nothing. Jaha Ram ataha sabui samaju. Wherever Ram is there, all the samaj, all the people, all things are there, all happiness, everything is there. Binu raghuvi avada nahi kaju. Without Rama, Ayodhya is nothing. Avadataha jaha Rama nivasu. We saw yesterday or day before yesterday. Wherever Rama is, that is Ayodhya. Not this city which has become now dreary and dismal looking. Chale saath asam mantru dirhai. And all of them took a vow, now we are going to go with Bhagwan Ram. Suradurlava sukha sadana bihai. All of them left their homes. Tulsidas' description is very nice. Huh? All of their homes, he says, durlava sukha sadana. Suradurlava sukha sadana. Their homes of Ayodhya were happy homes which even the gods could not have. It means to say because Bhagwan Ram dwelt, the idea is where the Lord is there, joy will be there. Where Bhagwan is there, joy will be there. Where the Lord is not there, there will be misery only. So their homes were happy homes because Bhagwan was there. And Their homes were happy homes, happier than the homes of Indra and all the devatas in Swarga. This is the description. Ram charana pankaja priya jinhahi vishaya bhoga basa karahi kitinhahi. It means to say, who has devotion for the feet of Rama, how he will get joy from worldly material things. This is an equation, an eternal equation of scriptures. जहाँ राम वहाँ काम नहीं है, और जहाँ काम है वहाँ राम नहीं है. The idea is, if we really have Ram in our life, there will be no desire for worldly things. And if we have desire for worldly things, we cannot have desire for Ram. You can't be facing the sun and turn away from the sun at one and the same time. Sahi ki nahi? True or not? We can't, there are things that are mutually exclusive in life. You can't be facing the sun and turned away from the sun at the same time. They are mutually exclusive. Either you turn towards the sun or you turn away from the sun. You see? So, in the same way, either I am a worldling with material attachments only, or I am a devotee of Ram. Tulsidaji's comment is, Rama charana pankaja priya jinhai. He who has love, devotion for the feet of Bhagwan Ram. For that person, Vishaya Bhoga Basa Karahi Kitinhai. How can that person have any love for worldly pleasures? That is, in other words, he is making this comment in reference to the people of Ayodhya. If they have love for the feet of Bhagwan Ram, truly, how would they stay here in Ayodhya and enjoy this nice, comfortable home and all of that in Bhagwan Ram? That means I don't have any love for the feet of Ram. They got up and left, all of them. Balaka Briddha Bihai Griha. They left only the children and old people at home. Lage loga sabasat. And all of them went following Bhagwan Ram. We'll go to forest also. Because we want to be in Ayodhya. And Ayodhya is where Ram is. That is the idea. Tamasati Nivasukya Prathama Divasa Ragurai. And on the first night, now they stayed in the Tamasa, on the banks of the Tamasa river. This is the first stop. Raghupati Praja Prema Basa Dekhi Sadaya Hridaya Dukhud Bhaya Ubiseshi. He, Bhagwan Ram, now became so distressed, seeing all of these people. I am banished to a forest. All of them have come to suffer with me now. Karunamaya Raghunatha Gosai Tulsidaji's comment in between, very nice. As he's telling the story also, he's making comments also. And his comments are just superb, just wonderful. Karunamaya Raghunatha Gosai Begi Payahi Pira Parai. Bhagwan Ram being of the nature of pure compassion. Karunamaya. Karunamaya means, Maya, when we use in Sanskrit word, Karunamaya is Sanskrit. But when you use Maya word, it's like, I'll explain to you. Batasa. Batasa, is Sugar Maya. Sugar Maya means what? This sweet, any mithai sweet, that is Sugar Maya. Sugar Maya means that thing is nothing but sugar. If you want to get diabetes. So that Maya means the thing is suffused with that. It is nothing but that. So, Bhagwan Karuna Maya. Karuna means compassion, Kripa. He's Karuna Maya. He is nothing but compassion manifest. That is Bhagwan. And he says, because Bhagwan is like, Begi Payahi Pira Parai. Quickly, in no time, he feels the pain of others. He feels the pain of the devotee. That is Rama, because his nature is like that. And our nature, we want to give pain. And he said, I could do in Trinidad language, I could do for him. So our nature, we want to give pain. And Bhagwan quickly feels the pain of the devotee. See where Bhagwan is and where See. Kiye dharma upadesa khanere log prema basa pirahi na phere. He told them from every standpoint. From every standpoint, why it is good that you all go home. And Bhagwan only has one main standpoint to fall back on, and that is dharma. Last night we saw that, the night before we saw that. He has to fall back on dharma only. From a dharmic standpoint, it is better that you go back home. That's why kiye dharma upadesa khanere. He taught from the standpoint of dharma, you please go back home. Loga prema basa, all of them so overwhelmed by prema, by love. Pirahi na phere. Nobody turned back. Under such circumstances, what to do? Khojamori ratu ha kahu tata. Tata means he's speaking now to Sumantru, the Sumantra, but in the endearing form Sumantru. Tulsidaji using that form. He spoke to him, my dear Sumantru, you an upai banahi nahi bata, there no way now. This is next morning, they all woke up. And Bhagwan woke up. They slept that night on Tamasa, and he woke up. Then he told the minister, look here, what you do, you drive this chariot now forward, backward, this way, that way. When they get up, they will not know which side we went. And Rama Lakhanasya Jana Charhi Sambhu Charana Sirunai. And Bhagwan Ram, Lakshman, Sitaji climbed up on that chariot and remembering Bhagwan Shiva. Then Sachiva Chalayau Turata Ratu Ita Uta Koja Durai means driving the chariot here, there, this side, that side, mix up the track, wipe out some tracks, whatever, whichever way. In other words, Bhagwan now is purposely bringing confusion to the mind when they wake up. But when they wake, they will not know which side we went. Jage sakala log, when they got up. Jage sakala log, bhaye bhoru. In the morning, ge ragunat bhayau ati suru. Means they became so miserable, now Bhagwan has gone. And that is also a very symbolic thing. They're sleeping on Tamas river. Tamas means, you know, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. The whole thing is very, very symbolic, the whole portion. What is that? Tamas is the most prominent enemy of realization, enlightenment, closeness to God, any such thing. So the three gunas are there, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So in order to have closeness to God, closeness to reality, closeness to Bhagwan, we have to be all the time in sattvic mood. A tamasic mood, it is very much akin to having pure ignorance. And tamas is linked in Bhagavad Gita, a long section is there on tamas, all the three gunas also. Alasya nidrabhihi, it is known for laziness and sleep. Tamas, when those two things are there in the personality, that means I am overwhelmed by tamas. And in such case, when I am lazy and I sleep and I rock in the hammock whole day, I used to hear some song like that. Them man and them so lazy. You never hear? I heard. So that's tamas. And in such tamas, there is a total oblivion and forgetfulness of God. So this is the symbolism there. They slept, and all of them slept nicely. And Bhagwan departed. That is the idea. And the Rajas, Sattva and Rajas, we are supposed to move from Tamas to Sattva Rajas, and then from Rajas to Sattva. Sattva is characteristic of wakefulness, vigilance, like that. Awareness. In simple language, be with it. Be with it. If we are not with it, we are either in Tamas or Rajas. And if your mind has gone away from this katha, the mind has roamed somewhere, Rajas. If the mind has gone to sleep, Tamas. I hope you heard what I just said. and not in one of those two things, you see. Tamas and Rajas. So it's supposed to be in Sattva. Ekai ek deha upadesa taje Rama hama jani kalesu. One of them said that Ram left us because he knew that we were suffering. Which is true thing. We were suffering. Nindahya pusarahi mean they cursed themselves and they praised the fish. And that's all Tulsidas says, But you have to surmise what he means by that. Dhigaji vanaragubi ravihina. Fire on this life that is bereft of God. And they praised the fish and they ill spoke about themselves. Why? Then and Tulsidas doesn't explain anything. Because the fish without water will die. Praiseworthy is this fish. And all of us without Ram, we are still alive. Praiseworthy is the fish. That is the idea. Evidi karat pralap kalapa I avadabhare paritapa. Like this now, suffering immensely from the departure of Bhagwan Ram, they all return to Ayodhya. This is Tulsidas' description. Rama darasahita nema brata. But one good thing they did. Now you see, we learn. See, when we miss an opportunity and all, we are supposed to learn. Now all of them learned. Very interestingly, when they came back to Ayodhya, all of them for the 14-year period, they took vrata. For these 14 years, we will do this vrata, we will do this vow, we will do all of them. Tulsidas' description. Now, he describes Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
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 Sita Sach Vasa Hit Do Bhai
Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Shringaver Pur Pahuche Jai
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Uttare Ram Dev Sari Dekhi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Kin Dandavat Har Shubhi Seshi
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Shri Ram
Jaya Ram
Jaya Jaya Rama Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Sita Sachiva Sahit Do Bhai. Now Sita ji, the minister, Mrs. Sumantru, and Sahit Do Bhai and the two brothers, they came Shringaverpur. They came to the city of Guha. Shringaverpur, which was on Ganga Tat, on the banks of Ganga. Paunche Jai, they reached there. Now people of Ayodhya, they went back. Desolate. Uttare Ram Deva Sari Dekhi, and Bhagwan came down from that chariot when he saw this Ganga. Deva Sari. Deva Sari is what is here is for Ganga. Kina Dandavat Harashubiseshi. And he did Dandavat Pranam. Dandavat Pranam means you have to go like a stick down on the ground. Danda means a stick. Lakhan. Then Kai Koti Katha Prasanga. Bhagavan told to all of them now countless stories about Ganga. This is a wonderful thing. Rama, throughout this Ramayana, is telling stories to Lakshmana, Sita ji, and whoever is there. Lots of stories. And that shows also, this is a tradition of lots of stories. Even Bhagavan Avatar, when he comes, he tells so many. And Tulsidas ji description, what? Koti ka katha prasanga. Not one or two stories about Ganga. Countless stories. from Bhagirathi and all his Bhagiratha and all his children, and how they brought, how he brought down Ganga to all stories, long stories are there. Rama bilokahi sangat Ganga taranga. And looking at this, he's telling all of these stories. Sachivahi, Anujahi, Priyahi, Sunai, Bibudanadi, Mahima, Atikai, telling the glory and greatness of this Ganga. Then, Majjanukina Pantashrama Gayau. They took a bath and they also took a rest. Tulsidas's description. Suchi Jalu Piyata, and they took sip of Ganga. They drank Ganga Jal. Muditamana Bhayau, with joy and happiness. Sumirata Pajahi Mitai Shrama Bharu. Tehi Shrama Yaha Laukika Vyavaharu. Tulsidas's comment. Now I told you, he's telling the story, but he's making a comment. What is the comment? Look at that Ram. Look at that Ram. He's the one who the whole world remembers when we want to get some peace, we want to get some comfort, we want to get some joy in our life. We remember him. And that Rama, he's taking a rest to get peace and comfort like any ordinary being. We remember him to get peace. And he's taking a rest to get peace. He says, all this is just the worldly doings of Bhagwan Ram. Means as the avatar, he comes to do all of these things. Suddha Satchita Anandamaya Kanda Bhanukula Ketu Charita Karata Nara Anuharata Samsriti Sagar Setu. Tulsidas gives, and one more reason why Bhagwan Ram comes. See, one is we saw previously, and here also in Gita and here, both same thing. What is that? Paritranaya sadhunam, to protect the sadhus, and to vinashaya cha dushkritam, to remove all the wicked people. And then dharma samsthapanarthaya, to once again re-establish dharma on its firm footing. This we saw. But here he's telling something else. That Bhagwan comes and plays all of these roles, but charita karata nara anuharata samsriti sagar setu. Setu means a bridge. I mean, Bhagwan doing all of these human acts, living like an ordinary human being, he will demonstrate to us how to cross over this samsara. His life will become like a bridge for all of us to cross over the samsara. That is the idea. It means we have to emulate the life of Bhagwan Ram. Then we will cross over. Tulsidas's description continues. Yah sudhi guha nishad jab pai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Mudit liye priya bandhu bolai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Kari dandavat bhet dhari aage.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Prabhu hi bilokat ati anurage.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Sahaj sneha bibas raghurai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Uchi kusal nikat baithai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jaya Sitarama.
Jaya Sitarama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Yah sudhi guha nishad jab pai. Bhagwan Ram came, and this is Shringerapur. Shringerapur means just outside the city, near the Ganga. And the king of that area is Guha. He is the tribal king. And he heard now Yaha Sudhi Guha Nishad Jab Pai. When he heard Rama has come there, then Muditali Priyabandhu Bolai. With joy now he called all his people and his trusted assistants and brothers and all. Le Phala Mool Bhet Vari Bhara Milana Chale here Harashu Apara. With joy now, collecting roots and fruits and bulbs and this and that, they went to meet Bhagwan Ram. Then he saw Bhagwan Ram. Kari Dandavat Bet Thari Age. He did Dandavat Pranam to Bhagwan Ram and he put all of the things in front of the Lord. Prabhu below Kata Ati Anurage and could not stop staring at the beautiful form of Bhagwan. Sahajasane Vivasa Ragurai. Pooch and Bhagwan now, being naturally affectionate as he is, Puchi Kusala, how are you, Guha? Bhagwan asked. This is the Lord of the infinite universe, the master of all things in this infinite universe. And still he has this kindness and compassion and this finesse about him to ask Guha, who is an unknown in the forest. How are you, Guha? And not only that, Nikata Bethai. He put him to sit next to him. And Guha also, Tulsidashi doesn't write any inhibition on the part of Guha. We will see just now. When Bharat is coming, the Guru is coming, Vasishta. He is coming along with Bharat also. And that time, when Guha sees the Guru Vasishta, the Guha has inhibition. He's from distance also. He doesn't want to go close. Because he considers himself to be an outcast. And he doesn't want to go close to the Guru. So there is inhibition in going. But in the case of Rama, the Jiva has a natural affinity to Jagadishvara, natural affinity to Ishvara. There is no inhibition at all. In case of any other Jiva, there will be some repulsion or some inhibition. But the Jiva for Bhagwan, there is nothing, there is no description. He goes and does Dandavat Pranam in front of Bhagwan Ram immediately. And Bhagwan Ram also brings him close to him, makes him sit next to him and all of that thing. You have to see all of the lines and ask questions like that. Muidina Pitu Ayasu Ana. And now Bhagwan Ram explained to Guha what he is doing in this forest. My father gave me command to come here. Barashachari Dasabas. This is number 88. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Barashachari Dasabasubana. Sunipat Beshu Aharu. Gram Basu Nahi Uchita Suni. Guhai bhayau dukhu bharu siyavar
Ramchandra ki jai sharanam Sitarama. Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai sharanam Sitarama. Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai sharanam Sitarama.
Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Barashachari Dasabasabana. 14 years I have to live in this forest. And Munivrata Besh Haru. And I have to wear the attire of a Muni. And the clothing I have to, the food of a Muni also I have to eat. Grama Basu Nahi Uchita Suni. And I cannot stay in any town or village or like that. I have to stay in forest only. Suni Guha Bhayavu Dukhu Bharu, because Guha asked him to come to his own place and stay. Bhagavan said no. And he describes to Guha. And you know what is very interesting also in all of that? Bhagavan Ram does not say anything about Kausalya and about Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi requested that I go to the forest. Kaikeyi requested that Bharat, he doesn't say anything. He said, my father gave me command. My father gave command. From the moment that happened, Bhagavan did not say a word about, like Kausalya Maya. Neither of them said a word about Kaikeyi. Rama Lakshmana Siya, Rupa Nihari. Seeing the beautiful form of Ram, Lakshmana and Sita, Kahi Saprema Grama Nara Nari. With so much of love, the people of the tribal people of Guha, they looked at them and then they exclaimed, Te pitu matu kahau sakhi kaise, jina pathaye bana balak aise. What type of mother or father is there in this world who will banish such tender-looking princelings? What type of mother or father is like that? To banish them. And then another one said, very wise thing, look here. We saw, like Sumitra had told to Lakshmana, Ek kahai bhala bhupati kinha. One of the tribal, the king has done well to banish them. The king has done well to banish them? Yes. Loyana lahu hamai bidhi dinha. So that we will reap the merits of our good karma to get their darshan. We, the people of the forest. Brahmaji has blessed us, as it were. And so, this whole thing happened. Siya sumanta bhrata sahita kanda moola phala khai. Now all of them ate roots and fruits and bulbs offered to them by Guha and the others. Now, and Bhagwan, Sayanaki Naguban Samani, Paya Palo Tata Bhai, they went to sleep. And now, who went to sleep? Sita, Rama. Then the minister, he is still there. They went to sleep. Tulsidashi's description about Lakshmana, just after 89. Uthe Lakhan Prabhu Sewdat Jani.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Kahi sache vahi sovan mridu bani.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Kachuk duri saji pan sarasan.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jagan lage bech virasan.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jai Raghurama.
Jaya Raghurama.
Jai Sitarama. Jai Sitarama. Lakshman knew that Bhagwan went to sleep and therefore Uthe Lakhana Prabhu Sewdat Jani. Lakshman stayed awake. Sahita Sachivahi. So Kai Sachivahi. So Vana Mridu Bani. You told this minister, you also sleep. And Lakshmana Kachuka Duri Sajibana Saras. And he took his bow and arrow and Birasan. Birasan is what, you know? Down on one knee. One knee on the ground and one up. And Lakshmana now there with bow and arrow. Virasan. Now on the lookout, it is said Lakshmana did not sleep for 14 years in this forest. And his mother had given command, you see to it that Bhagwan does not face one iota of hardship in the forest. You have to take care of Bhagwan. Lakshmana followed. So Tulsidaji doesn't say like that, but he says now, he just Tulsidaji, wherever there is any really outlandish thing, he will just make a mention and he'll leave it open. Bhagwan has gone to sleep, but Lakshman stays awake, but doesn't say anything about 14 years and all that sort of thing. But you can surmise from that because Lakshman is awake, Bhagwan is sleeping. That means he did that every night. Guha bolai paharu pratiti thao rakhe ati priti. Guha also call all his people and you all accompany Lakshmana. Apana lakhana pahi baitheu jai. You all go and stay with Lakshmana, keep on the lookout. Guard. There's your night guards. Not to guard Lakshman, you all also be on guard. Means you have to keep on the lookout. Katibati sarachapa chadhai, and all of them like that now, taking their bows and arrows and everything. and they kept look out. Now what happened? Seeing Bhagwan sleeping, Bhagwan Sitaji sleeping on the ground, Guha became so distressed. Guha became so upset. The Lord, I think this Lord who sleeps in palaces, who sleeps on soft beds, now he's sleeping on this ground, on leaves. And Guha makes a very strong comment against Kaikeyi. And Lakshmana, who is awake, tells, no, my dear. Lakshmana now gives Upadesha, you should not say anything against Kaikeyi. And he gives Upadesha to Guha while Rama is sleeping. And if you really want to see Upanishads in Ramayana, you have to see this message which Lakshmana gave to Guha while Bhagwan Ram is sleeping. This is called a Lakshmana Gita, and that we will see tomorrow. This is Upanishad knowledge coming directly from Lakshmanji. And we will see all the details of that. The adhikaritva of Lakshmana also to give this. Okay. Let me now. Today's chanting was done by Neval, Chatelal, Ramkumar, and Vishala, Sewdat. Neval just left already. So thank you to all three of you for coming and chanting Ramayana. And we see more and more participation from young people across the country wherever we are going. And that is a wonderful thing. All the there's much to be said about that. There's much to be said about it. All the chanting that we have seen so far is by young people, and that means Sanatana Dharma is in good hands. So all the people my age and older, you can rest peacefully. Don't worry about it. A very special thank you to the kind president of this organization, who gave welcome remarks in the beginning. We call on Ramesh ji now to accept a small token of our appreciation. In 2017-18, when we had the Vedanta course in the ashram, for 2 years, more than 500 hours it took to explain every verse of Ramayana. And we have that in a pen drive, and we are giving to all the various temples where we go from night to night. So I call on Ramesh ji to accept this on behalf of the Datta Yoga Center. This is for you and all the members of the Datta Yoga Center. Please accept this small token. Tomorrow night we will be at the Divine Life Society in Chase Village. Divine Life Society, Chase Village. Please enjoy from our side. Thank you very much.
You know, Swamiji, you said you must not take in our dharma. You must not take anything for free. You must always give something in return. So I want to give you a book that I have just published.
Okay, yes, I heard about it now. I will also
Yeah.
speak about it.
So I would like to autograph it for you
Yeah.
at the same time.
Ramesh ji has just published a book called Yes, I Am Hindu, and it is on sale here. You all please also get your copy of this book and pass it around also. He is giving me a complimentary copy now and signing it as well. Thank you so much for your kind gesture. Yes, I am a Hindu, and I am sure it will be of great relevance to all our young people.
Is it 25th?
Today, 25th. 1, 2, Today's 27.
27.
Thank you.
I have a whole chapter here.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Okay. Looking forward. There's a chapter on Gurudev also. All right. You all may not know, but this morning we had Parikrama of Hanumanji here. 108 times we did circumambulation. Many joined. I'm seeing many of the participants who are here. So we thank you all for coming out and joining in the Parikrama. We also have our book stall at the back with many titles, especially now for Shivaratri. There are special titles on Shivaratri. Please have a look. Gurudev also on Lord Shiva and Sharanagati of Vibhishan, and also you'll see so many things there on sale. All right. And yes, I am Hindu. Please see also for your kind reading. Saturday Sanskars for children from 9 to 11. Please sign up your children online to learn mantras, chanting, mantra chanting, Sanskrit stories, and bhajans. Okay. As I said, tomorrow night we'll be in Divine Life Society on the highway here in Carlson Field. Please do join. Everything I got so far? All right. Thank you very much to all the members again of this wonderful ashram for having us here. And I must actually, when I was coming in the car, I was telling them a story about Ramesh ji. I was having a yajna. I was doing Bhagavad Gita in Savannah, Georgia. So I saw him in Savannah, Georgia. So I said, "What are you doing here in Savannah, Georgia, in the States?" Actually, it was his brother. And he looked so much like him, I thought it was him. He said, "You know me?" I said, "Yes, of course I know you." Then when I realized it's not him, he said, I said, "Man, I know somebody just like you." He said, "Really? Where you know him?" I said, "In Trinidad." When I explained, he said, "Yeah, I'm a brother." But you could swear it is the same man. It looks so close. All right. आरती के लिए सब खड़े हो जाइए. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित स्यपी की. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित स्यपी की. गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद. सुख सनकादि शेष अरुसारद. वर्णि पवन सुत कीरति नीकी. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित स्यपी की. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित स्यपी की. गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छौ शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस. मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस. सार अंश सम्मत सब ही की. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित स्यपी की. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित स्यपी की. गावत संतत शंभु भवानी. करुघट संभव मुनि विज्ञानी. व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी. कांग भुषुंड गरुड़ के ही. कलिमल हरनि विषय रस फीकी सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की दलन रोग भव मूरियमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे चलल कसिया की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीर्ति करे चलल कसिया की
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम
जय जय राम मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलायतनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम
As Swamiji brings his discourse to a close, this is where we end our broadcast on 101.7 FM. We say a special thank you to all our corporate sponsors for making this broadcast possible. T.N. Ramnath and Company Limited, The Little Store, R. Bhagwat and Sons, Joy's Roti Delight, Maytech Electrical Construction, Stevens Grave Digging and Pie Packing, Davies and Devta's Woodworking Company Limited, Gate Automation Limited, Prem Singh's Puja Bhavan, Ratan Singh's Tire Shop, and David Auto Mechanical and Supplies. We say a special thank you to all these sponsors for making our broadcast possible. This is Andy Sergio returning you to the studios of 101.7 FM and DJ Robin for continued programming, as we invite you to join us tomorrow evening at 6:30 for night 46 of Ramayana 108.